What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a van tour with this guy. His name is Hunter, and this is his 2016 Dodge Promaster City.
Behind, remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. You miss the ones you know. I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds to turn to memory.
Hey everyone, this is Hunter. This is my van. I've got into van life. I've been in it for maybe, I don't know, 2 months or so in this van. It's pretty awesome. I really like it. So I got into van life more just as a way to live. I'm a tree planter by profession. I've been doing that now for about 6-7 years, something like that. And during tree planting, you have to live in the woods for around 3.5 months. But you gotta cook, you got a kitchen, you got a bathroom, you got showers, you got everything that you could want. So, I mean, it's a cushy life. It's way different than living in the city, but I don't know, I quite like what I'm doing now. It was getting a bit windy out there. It's a beautiful spring day and everyone's out on bicycles and running about, and it's amazing. Vancouver beach life is extremely fashionable. Everyone out here looks very, very nice. And then there's me, chilling in my van, just doing what I do. And I end up having lovely conversations with people from all over the world. That's one of my favorite things about van life. I got into it more so just to have a place to sleep while tree planting. I got into it because I wanted to be able to hear the rain on a tin roof in the middle of the woods and just enjoy everything that nature has in that capacity. And it kept me warm and ended up having a lovely time. First van that I bought was a Dodge Grand Caravan. Amazing van, 4-wheel drive, could put a full double wide mattress in the back, which is crucial for van life. I know there's a ton of guys that love, and gals who love doing twin beds, but it's not for me. I like to be able to stretch out. As you can see, I can put this whole thing flips over. I can get a full bed in here, and that is really nice, just be able to relax and just enjoy. I had to upgrade from my first van, the Dodge Grand Caravan, to something a little nicer because head gasket blew, and luckily I had some funds put away so I could buy a brand new van and outfit it and kit it, and I'm really lucky that I was able to do that and put some money down into living this lifestyle and keep at it for probably the next, who knows, decade, foreseeable future. I started van dwelling in this city really more of as a way to save money. Rent is ridiculous, and anyone who's ever paid rent knows that they don't own anything. So why am I trying to save money by living in a van? Well, I want to be a paraglider, and guess what? That costs a lot of money. Training is expensive, the equipment is expensive, and also you have to be willing to not work very often to be able to practice flying all the time. I went to India to receive my training. Most people go to, like, I don't know, the mountains somewhere close by, Canada, US. I know it's huge in France, and there's a lot of paragliders who live out of very nice hotels and do that whole lifestyle and pay for a taxi to the top of the run and then fly all the way down, which is wonderful. But at the same time, not everybody has the ability to be able to pay for a hotel every night. And I think of hotels the same way I think of rent. You pay your money and it's gone. It's not yours, it's someone else's, which is a wonderful gift, but why not give yourself something too? So if you own your van, that's yours. It's your thing, and no one else can take that from you. And to be able to drive to any kind of flying site in the US or Canada and be able to fly to my heart's content is a dream come true of mine. And that's kind of why I got a newer van, so that I could have really good gas mileage as well. So as you can tell, I have a pretty small van. It's the Ram ProMaster City's got a really unique construction in that it's meant to fit a full pallet jack and be able to drive around 2.5 or maybe I think 2,500 pounds, about 1,300 kilos. And so you could put a lot of stuff in here and it'll fill out the space really quickly. So as you can see, I don't have a lot of floor space. I'm not able to stand up, but I can sit up pretty comfortably. Well, I'm pretty close to the ceiling, but yeah, I'm comfortable. The most crucial thing I have found that is essential for van life is right here. This is a Ventline vent fan, and it turns on. I have it plugged into a spare battery pack, and it can open and allow for me to be able to breathe inside.
So before Hunter continues telling you all about his pretty little home, I got some questions for him. Hunter, what was your first night like sleeping in the van?
First night was cold. It was like early March, I think March 8th, and I remember it was freezing. It was literally -2, and it felt awful. I felt like, what am I doing in my life? I should have gotten an apartment. I should have gotten somewhere with heat. I didn't have a heater at the time, so it was really, really cold, and it was really frustrating. But I immediately realized that I gotta own my own stuff. I gotta make this experience my own. So I went out and I bought a heater. I got a little propane stove. I went and got all the things that I needed. I realized exactly from the first 24 hours all the things that I would need to just make the next 24 hours better. And I kept building on that, one day at a time, 24-hour segments. What do I need to be alive and healthy and engaged in city? I got to be clean for my work, so I had to go and get a gym membership. There are a lot of things that I had to take care of that I hadn't really thought about, but are all fantastic things to have for van life.
What was last night like in the van?
Oh, lovely. Oh man, it was warm. Right now it's like maybe 8 degrees at night, so I'm not dealing with nearly the same level of cold or like hungriness as well. Like I have a stove now, so I can cook a really giant meal, and honestly, I've really come to prefer it over the nights that I've gone and spent at other people's houses. People, if I'm like passing out on somebody's couch, I really want to be in my van outside. It's my home now. I prefer it over most people's beds.
It's got that comfort like that. Like I always explain mine as like this like little cocoon sort of little.
Absolutely.
It's like a little hut. It's just so cozy.
Yeah, it's your home. Everywhere you go, you have everything you need. I've looked at people's Snapchats and seen my friends go, oh, we're at this bar, and like, oh, I'm in the neighborhood, I'll pop in. And all of a sudden, I'm way more social, I'm way more engaged. One of the biggest things that for me has happened is that I no longer consider my home as my location. My home is everywhere I am.
Awesome.
Wherever I reach, wherever I meet people, they're immediately in my home, and I want to embrace them as if they're my guest. Even if I'm in Starbucks, I want to make sure that they feel good and that we're having a conversation and that we're having fun. And that's something that I notice has changed with me personally, as I've just gotten much more open about and just enjoy life way more as an individual.
Awesome. So your van building here, you didn't build any of this yourself, you bought it.
Yeah, bought it all as a prefabricated kit from a company. Wow.
Sweet.
Well, one-man company.
Sweet.
So.
Did you actually order it, have it shipped here, or did you?
No, I made a road trip out of it. He has a full production facility in Colorado Springs, so it's called Wayfarer Vans, and I rolled up and he installed it in less than 25 minutes. Everything that you see in the van, all the insulation, all the boxes, all of everything, this table, everything came already kitted out. I made it as a big fun road trip just down to Colorado Springs. Took a couple of days when it was just a cargo van with no interior or anything. It was awesome.
Well, let's check it out.
Yeah. So everything you see in the van comes directly from Wayfarer Vans. From this table, to this insulation, to these boxes I'm sitting on, to, literally everything. So yeah, the table, it just folds right up. Comes with a little string here that you just wrap on this cleat here. And it's pretty easy to learn how to tie a cleat if you've spent a lot of time around boats, but if you haven't, it's still easy, so don't worry about that. And then it fits right there and folds right up. All right, I'm gonna show you some storage in the back. This is where I keep things like clothes, a spare battery bank, just all kinds of stuff. This is all accessible from not only the top, but also underneath.
As you can tell, he's clearly not shy of bed space in here.
No, it's double or nothing. I only will sleep on a double bed.
And it's excellent. Like, even when he's sleeping in bed, he's actually got his tabletop that he was working on as a desk earlier. Now we can have breakfast in bed. Don't we look snug?
Oh yeah.
So is there anything that we missed covering in your van? I noticed you do have a small battery in the back as well.
I have a battery pack that charges off of, actually the Ram Promaster comes with a rear 12-volt outlet, so you can literally just plug your battery into that in the back and then have a full power strip like I have, and you just buy it all at one store, and it's really easy.
Sweet. And the roof fan you have there, what is that?
That's a Ventair fan. It is essential. It makes it so it doesn't smell like mold or van life. It's a stinky life, I'm not gonna lie.
Or all the spices he's got on his roof rack. As soon as he opened his roof rack when I came in, I'm like, oh, it smells like
curry. Is delicious, and it makes for a really cheap, easy, good food, and it's usually really healthy. So like, I want to make curry in my van, but I haven't been doing it recently because the whole van kind of smells like curry. So even keeping the cumin for the curry in the van makes the whole van smell like cumin. So instead, I put it just above my van in a Thule rack, which came from my parents. They had one from the 1990s that they just had sitting in their garage. So luckily I was able to use that and just bolt it on top and not smell like cumin.
It's nice and windy outside right now, and all I can smell is cumin. And any details on stuff you guys want, I will throw down in the description. He'll send me the links and stuff for where he bought the van build stuff. So if you're interested in it, you can go check out what they've got. And any links to anything he's got in the van will be done with my Amazon link. So if you purchase it, I get a little bit. Sorry for that, Hunter.
You can keep the money.
And also, just so you guys know, right below us down here, Hunter has an Olympian Wave 3 heater that he's seen on my channel, and he loves it. It's awesome, isn't it?
I love that thing. When I was really, really cold in the van and then bought that, I just immediately made it feel like home. And I got the entire idea from Chrome. So yeah, his videos are essential for learning how and where and why to do van life, you know?
Awesome. I paid him for that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the first van tour on my channel with Mr. Hunter here. And you'll probably see more of this guy around. All right, guys. Adios. Thanks, man.
Enjoy.
See you later.
Unite.